There is a lot to say to the faithful about the use of social media and the use of technology, especially digital technology, with regards to our faith. So that's a very broad question. I would just throw out a couple ideas. One is the question of the objective meaning of digital technology and screens. This is a subject that in general, my sense is that we're quite unformed about. We're not very reflective about. Most of the discussion that has gone on in the church is about the proper use of technology, but we haven't asked the greater question, which is, what exactly is this technology? Objectively, what is its significance? Is it objectively good? Is it objectively bad? I think that question needs to be asked. So we have a lot more thought to give to it. I've been writing and researching about this and making presentations for a little over a year, and I am very much just at the beginning of my understanding. So whatever I'm saying now, I'm not suggesting is any sort of definitive word. But I think we can say that there are some general positive uses that are edifying to the church, and there's some obviously general unfortunate uses that we should avoid. And then there's a lot in between that we need to discuss as a community. Positively speaking, the use of digital technology has exposed Orthodox people to their brothers and sisters around the world. It has allowed them to have a face, to know what their patriarch looks like, to have a sense that we're a global cause, that the church is a worldwide mission. It's very much shrunk the Orthodox world and has brought it right into our experience. Just imagine if Jesus was incarnate in the 21st century at a time when we had the technology that we have. I mean, you would see the raising of Lazarus on YouTube. Can you imagine the impact? Most people wouldn't believe it, but then there would be different camera angles and different people who had their phones, and there would be all of the buzz about the fact that Jesus had just raised someone from the dead. So the possibility for the advancement of the faith, for the connection between Orthodox believers in different geographical locations, the evangelistic potential, using digital technology and social media as kind of the Roman roads of the day, as a way to reach out and make connections with people who are outside the church, who wouldn't normally set foot on our properties or come into our holy temples, but they are interested in connecting to us digitally. This can be a fantastic initial step. So I view those as positive opportunities for us. Negatively speaking, of course, there are some very obvious things to avoid. One of those things to avoid, in my opinion, is the presence of digital technology inside our churches and during worship services. It's very unsettling for priests and concelebrants at the Holy Altar to be on the great procession, the great entrance, and to see people with their phones out taking videos of us. It's a real dissonant experience because it's highly inappropriate. It's a witness that we're too attached to our digital devices, and we're not able to set them apart. And what it does is it steals prayer from us, because it's impossible to photograph something and at the same time be fully engaged in prayer. We're necessarily limiting our ability to be in the presence of God, connected with our brothers and sisters in sincere liturgy when we have our phones out and about. And of course, there are many other misuses, taking photographs of those sacred rites that are veiled in geographic space. The Holy Altar is protected by an iconostasy for a reason. We have curtains for a reason. We have clouds of incense smoke for a reason, because these are things for us to bow low before, for us to be quiet before, for us to close our eyes at times, and to bring a camera and to photograph the mysteries, the sacred things in the holy place, in the Euro. We really need to stop doing that. We really need to stop doing that. Of course, our digital devices are also a window not just to greater connections and to greater information about our brothers and sisters in the world and all subjects, but they can also be direct lines to the devils. And they can become devices that connect our young people to images and music and a way of life that is very unhealthy. And the kind of freedom that young people have with these devices, many young kids, 10, 11, 12, being given phones, this is extremely dangerous. And pastorally speaking, I've been very grieved to have so many young people exposed to really grotesque pornography and other things because of their digital devices. It's almost impossible to use them in a frequency without being approached by these dark images. So there's positives and there's negatives, and we should walk in the future circumspectly. We need to ask a lot of more questions. I think we're at the beginning of asking questions, and we should be asking and answering them a lot more.